him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-magob, it is time for the only news that matters. And fake Frehley, yes, Tommy Thayer, reflects on his 21-year-long journey with Kiss, noting how there's always criticism coming from some fans after he stepped into the place of original occupied Spaceman, which is Ace Frehley, the only Spaceman, but added that it eventually worked out well for everyone. Sure it did. I'll agree there. I'll talk about that later. He may not be Space Ace himself and never will be, but you don't get to become the legendary band's longest serving guitar player for nothing, because he made a lot of money. Having joined the band following Kiss's early 2000 bullshit farewell tour, Thayer soon earned praise for his veteran bandmates Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley of Kiss for his reliable and professionalism, while he kind of nature and a penchant for letting the guitar do the talking. Charm no small. What the hell am I reading? Whatever. Tommy Thayer, a lifelong Kiss fan who got to open for his idols in the 80s and even dropped in for a secret contribution to the band's 1998 LP, Psycho Circus, before officially joining. Looking back to the moment he donned the Spaceman costume in an interview with Guitar World, he said, "I joined at a time when they needed somebody that can cook their dinners, can clean their house and their driveway and spackle, a lot of spackling. They needed somebody like that can also play guitar and has to cook a damn fine spaghetti." So he's like, "Hey man, I've been doing all that for you guys except for the guitar playing, you know? I spackled a lot for both you guys. Give me a chance. I want to be Ace Frehley, damn it." Sure, there was criticism. There always is, particularly in this case, but I felt like I've grown and evolved through the years, and it worked out well for everyone. Like in any relationship, Thayer suggests that a key factor in his longevity with Kiss was building a solid foundation of trust and cooking them a mean pasta. He said, "I've been in a unique position of being a Kiss fan first, then unclogging Gene and Paul's toilets, and then my previous bands also involved with Kiss in the 80s. Them working behind the scenes with Kiss in the 90s, and he also worked with Kiss in 89 on Hot in the Shade. Betrayed, and I think The Street Giveth, whatever. He was on that crappy album. But he ends up saying, working behind the scenes with Kiss in the 90s and then actually being in the band for a long while, it's about building trust and respect and creating an environment that people are comfortable living, traveling, and working in. Like I work on Gene's roof, like I did today. I was working up there, putting up shingles and spackling. I know I'm not supposed to spackle on the roof, but I did anyway, because I'm awesome at spackling. And he says, "I think life dynamics always evolved. As you grow, you change. And the dynamic and chemistry with people around you change. People grow in different directions. It's really the timing of like-minded people with a certain chemistry that works. And that's what happened with Eric Singer and me and Paul and Gene the last 20 and 25 years. Being nearly a decade younger than Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, Tommy isn't ready to retire just yet. He repeats that playing in the band is no longer in the cards for him. I'm not completely ready to retire yet. I have ideas of certain options on the table, and I'm thinking of continuing to play in other bands of that sort of thing. That doesn't appeal to me, but I look forward to an exciting future, working hard on that pasta and spackling and being part of good things going forward at Gene and Paul's property. Yes. He's also looking forward to Gene and Paul when they get so old they can't wipe their ass. He's looking forward to being there to wipe both their asses. And yeah, there you go. That's Tommy Thayer, man. And yeah, you know, I goof on the guy, but you know, it's not his fault, obviously. Gene and Paul got Tommy Thayer in the iconic Ace makeup because, according to Gene and Paul, it ain't gonna work unless you have Ace Frehley up there and Peter Criss up there. Well, sure, it doesn't have to be actually Ace Frehley and Peter Criss, but put them in that makeup because it'll confuse everybody, and all the casual fans will be going to that show thinking they're seeing the original Kiss. And it has happened. I've heard stories of people that did not know. Hey, my own niece didn't know. You know, when the end of the road coming, you know, I used to play her Kiss Meets the Phantom when she was a little girl, and when she found out they were coming on the farewell tour, I explained to her how Ace and Peter wasn't in the band, and she was like, "Oh, screw that! I don't want to see that." But whatever, you know, Tommy Thayer, Eric Singer, they get paid well, very well, and for Ace Frehley to be saying, "Well, back to the breadline with you, Tommy Thayer." I saw Tommy Thayer had like a house for sale over $1 million, his house, you know, and they paid him well. Maybe they didn't pay him as well as they paid Ace or Peter back, but good enough that I think Tommy Thayer can live comfortably for the rest of his life. And for him to hear like somebody like me, you know, goofing on him, "Oh, you're just their bitch," and this and that. Tommy Thayer just points and laughs at me and says, "I made millions in this band being their bitch." And he seems like a nice guy. I don't think he's a dick or anything. Eric Singer, I think, is a little douchey at times in some of the interviews, and but Tommy seems to be okay, and it's not his fault. Okay, sure, he's has zero integrity. I mean, come on. I mean, anybody out there that would put on Peter Criss's makeup or Ace's makeup, they're not doing it for the love of the band. They're doing it for money. They're bending over for money. They don't care about integrity, and that's how most people, I mean, well, most diehard Kiss fans look at this. They look at it as blasphemy. Yes, there are many that like Tommy. I've even seen people online saying that Tommy is better than Ace, you know, because he's very precise. And, you know, people like that, you know, sanitized playing. That's fine. That's your thing. I want sloppy, drugged out Ace Frehley solos, man. You know, what Tommy actually duplicates, but without that feel. I know, Ace Frehley said that. You know, he's like, you know, Tommy Thayer is not sloppy like me. I mean, he blatantly says it. And, you know, by him saying, and now it's back to the breadline with Tommy Thayer, I don't think so. I think the guy has made so much money with Kiss that, I think he's set for the rest of his life. Does he have more money than Ace? I don't know, but if I was to bet, I would say yeah. He does have more money than Ace. You know, I think Kiss paid him well. And I'm sure they pay Eric Singer well as well. But if you ask me, they should pay Eric Singer less than Tommy because he really sucks at air pianoing. Anyway, that's it for the only news that matters. Leave your comments below. You pro Tommy, you anti Tommy. I welcome any comments here in my page as long as you are respectful. You do not behave like I do toward Tommy Thayer, that bitch. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't and ring that little notification bell. And hey, like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty, listen to Black Sabbath, and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.